Richard Wayne Dick Van Dyke is an American actor, comedian, screenwriter, and producer. We should never judge a day by its weather. Women will never be as successful as men because they have no wives to advise them. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. Attitude is almost more important than what happens to you. You can spread jelly on the peanut butter, but you can't spread peanut butter on the jelly. Anyone who doesn't sing and dance at every opportunity is missing out on the joy of life. The secret to keeping moving is keeping moving. In my 70s, I exercised to stay ambulatory. In my 80s, I exercised to avoid assisted living. Walt Disney and I always said we were two children looking for our inner adults. Hope is life's essential nutrient, and love is what gives life meaning. Somebody asked what I wanted on my gravestone. I'm just going to put, "Glad I could help." You need someone to love, and something to do that you enjoy, and something to hope for, and that's enough for me. You're going to die. That's going to happen. What matters is what you do with your time before you get flushed out. If you spend your life thinking, "I wonder if today is when it ends," you're going to miss out on everything wonderful. I've made peace with insecurity, because there is no security of any kind. Bob Hope, like Mark Twain, had a sense of humor that was uniquely American, and like Twain, we'll likely not see another like him. I think that's the answer to a good marriage. Everyone has their own room. Once you get the kids raised and the mortgage paid off and accomplish what you wanted to do in life, there's a great feeling of, "Hey, I'm free as a bird." I'm the anti-Quentin Tarantino. Sing like nobody can hear you, dance like nobody can see you, and love like you've never been hurt. I don't have any children. I have 4 middle-aged people. I'm gonna keep singing and dancing as long as I can. Put me on solid ground and I'll start tapping. At my age, they say to keep moving. I got into a Broadway show before I ever sang and danced. I learned how after I got in the show. I always loved to dance, but I never had a clue what I was doing. I don't play golf. I have more fun singing and dancing. It It means you never know what's going to happen, I said. You do your best, then take your chances. Everything else is beyond our control. I went from my mother to my wife, and to this day, I can't bear to be alone. The show was the most fun I ever had and the most creative period of my life. I never had a lot of drive, but because I had family responsibilities, I had a lot of tenacity, the tenacity of a drowning man. We all know we're going to die. We're all circling the drain. Some of us are closer than others. I'm 90. I know I'm closer to the drain than most people. Mary Poppins was one of the best experiences of my life. I think the Van Dyke Show and Mary Poppins are two of the best periods of my life. I had so much fun, I didn't want it to end. When I started having kids, I thought, I don't want to do anything they can't watch. I was lucky to get the kinds of parts one wanted. I always said I didn't want to do anything my kids can't see. I worked nightclubs all through my 20s, and I was a teetotaler. A lot of violence, a lot of gore in it, and I just didn't want to do that kind of thing. I wasn't a falling in the gutter type. I drank at home because it relaxed me. I was shy around new people, but after a drink or two, I became more sociable. I turned down some movies that were quite good, mainly on the basis of taste. There are people with their iPads or taking pictures so much that they're not experiencing the moment. They go home and look at the pictures later. Probably one of the happiest moments, outside the birth of all of my kids, was the first time we won an Emmy, that the show won an Emmy. That was a big night. So at 16 I got a job at the local radio station. And I was working after school and weekends. I did the news. I did everything. Played records. Jon Stewart kills me. I love him. And Bill Maher. He does an hour on HBO. But entirely political. It is awfully rough, but he does make me laugh. Moses probably danced a little, right? You don't part the Red Sea without having some moves. There are tribes all over the world who sing and dance every day as part of their lives. And we ought to do that. I sing all day, and it's good for you. Good for your vocal cords. Everybody knows that I'm shorter, but it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not quite as much of a curmudgeon being old. I'm not cantankerous, but otherwise, I'm about the same. The most important thing for old guys is never start going down the stairs sideways. I can't work with my brother without laughing. I would love to be Moses. I've never been what you'd call a great singer, but I love to sing. I did a Golden Girls once, which shot in front of an audience, and that went well. I had a good time. But I need an audience for comedy at least. Haters are going to hate. I found out retirement means playing golf, or I don't know what the hell it means. But to me, retirement means doing what you have fun doing. Once I got a job singing and dancing, a reasonable person might think, maybe I should learn how to do this. But no, I never did. I liked The Office. I particularly like the British version with Ricky Gervais. Of course, I liked the Seinfeld show a lot. I thought that was an awfully good show. Young people ask me for advice, and I tell them to do what I didn't do. Get some training. I took jobs that required talents I didn't have. I had an uncle who had a car with a rumble seat, and I used to love to ride in that thing. I mentioned this to some kids, and they were like, "What are you even talking about?" There aren't many pratfalls in comedy anymore.